students, in previous video you have studied about Boyle's law, the effect of pressure on the given volume of given mass of dry gas at constant temperature. In this part we will study the Charles law. It is the second law of gas controlling or relating its volume. Charles law will be studied as a effect of temperature on volume of a gas, means it will relate the volume and temperature. Now the simple definition of Charles law states that the volume of given mass of dry gas is directly proportional to the absolute temperature, keeping the pressure constant. Now, as we have studied that if the pressure is kept constant, then with increase in temperature, the kinetic energy of the molecules will increase. As a result, thermal expansion will take place, means the volume will increase. Similarly, if the temperature is decreased, kinetic energy will decrease and the volume will decrease. Now, since the volume is directly proportional to absolute temperature, therefore, if the temperature is doubled on Kelvin scale, the pressure will also be, the volume will also be doubled. And if the absolute temperature is reduced to half, the volume will also become half. So, according to the definition, the volume of given mass of dry gas is directly proportional to the absolute temperature, keeping the pressure constant. Now here you students, you should remember two things. That is, here we have used absolute temperature, not the simply temperature, means the temperature will be taken on Kelvin scale. Significance of Kelvin scale have been studied by us in first part of the gas laws. Now, according to this definition, let the volume of gas at T1 Kelvin is V1. Suppose T1 Kelvin, V1 cubic centimeter. At another temperature T2 Kelvin, the volume is V2 cubic centimeter. Now, according to the definition, it says that V1 is directly proportional to T1. Again, remember, T is absolute temperature, means temperature on Kelvin scale. So, if in the question the temperature is given in degrees Celsius, then we will convert it into Kelvin by adding 273 into it. Now, from this part here, pressure is constant. From this part you see that V1 upon T1 equals to K, which is a constant. That is, suppose we introduce sign of proportionality, then V1 equals to K into T1. Hence, V1 by T1 equals to K. Now, again, on the another condition you see that V2 directly proportional to T2. Therefore, V2 upon T2 is equals to K, again constant. So, according to the definition, it says that the ratio of the volume and absolute temperature will always remain constant. That is, if the temperature is doubled, if the absolute temperature is doubled, the volume will be also get doubled. If the temperature is reduced to half, the volume will also get reduced to half. Means with the factor with which temperature will change, the volume will also change by same factor. So from the two we see that V1 upon T1 equals to V2 upon T2, that is equals to K. So this mathematical relationship can be used to solve the numerical problems related to Charles' law. Now, so again you should remember here, that is in definition you will not write only write temperature, but there must be absolute temperature. And for every gaseous calculation you must convert temperature on Celsius scale into Kelvin scale, because if there is some significant point of or importance of the absolute temperature or Kelvin scale. Now, the Charles' law can be also defined in another way. And what is it? It says that the volume of given mass of dry gas increases or decreases by 1 upon 273 part of its volume at 0 degrees Celsius, for every 1 degree Celsius increase or decrease in temperature, keeping the pressure constant. So students, another definition for Charles' law is that, now you see, the volume of given mass of dry gas increases or decreases by 1 upon 273 part of the volume at 0 degree Celsius for every 1 degree Celsius increase or decrease in temperature at constant pressure. Constant pressure means the pressure should be constant. As we know, the limitation of Charles' law, that pressure should be constant. Now, suppose let the volume of gas, or we write volume of gas at 0 degree Celsius is V0 cubic centimeter. And now the temperature increases, so the volume will increase. So the volume of gas at T degree Celsius, suppose the temperature is raised to T degree Celsius, is V cubic centimeter. Then according to this definition, this is the original volume and this is the final volume. So according to Charles' law, V is equals to V0 plus, since it is given increases or decreases by, so the factor will be added to the original volume, that is V0 into 1 upon 273 multiplied by T. Now we see that this is 1 upon 273 part of the original volume. This is for 1 degree Celsius rise in temperature, and since the rise in temperature is T degree Celsius from 0 to T, so for T degree Celsius rise in temperature, this is the factor. Now we see here, if we take out V0 as common, then it will be 1 plus, here it is T upon 273. Now we know here V0 into 273 plus T divided by 273. Now we know that T is equals to 273 plus a small t. Here is the Kelvin temperature. Kelvin temperature, that is T degrees Celsius is converted into Kelvin because gas laws is obeyed at Kelvin scale. So from this part you see that is V naught by 273 into capital T, that is we can write here capital T. Now we know that since V naught upon 273 is constant, this is the original volume, this is the basic, this is the number, so this is constant. Therefore from this part we see that V directly proportional to absolute temperature. Now we see students here, that is it explains the Charles law given in the first definition, that is volume of given mass of dry gas is directly proportional to the absolute temperature. Now clear student? Now since temperature is increased, the volume is going on increasing. Similarly, if the temperature will be decreased, now so on decreasing the temperature the volume will go on decreasing, and on reaching to minus 273 degrees Celsius the volume will become 0. It gives idea of absolute 0, that is also recorded as 0 Kelvin. Clear student? Now similar to the previous topic, we can represent this variation on graph. We can have two types of graphs. And what are these types? Suppose in one graph we take volume and capital T, that is Kelvin scale. Here the temperature is 0. In that case there will be this graph facing towards 0 but not touching 0 or reaching to 0. Because as you know, at 0 Kelvin the volume will become 0, but since we know it is only a theoretical value, the volume of gas or matter cannot be 0. So you should not directly draw the graph up to this 0 part, but this is shown by broken line. Now another graph. Suppose we take temperature on degrees Celsius. Degrees Celsius. Here it is 0. Now here we take volume. Now on this part minus 273 degrees Celsius. Then in that case this will be the graph. Means it is directly proportional to temperature, absolute temperature, but the volume will become 0 at minus 273 degrees Celsius, which is equivalent to 0 Kelvin. So there are two graphs used for explaining the Charles law. So students, you have clearly understood about the Boyle's law and Charles law. Now students, in next part we are going to study combined gas equation, that is the simultaneous effect of change in temperature and pressure on the volume of gas, means at the same time. In the previous topics we have studied that when the temperature was changing the pressure was kept constant, and in the Boyle's law when pressure was changing the temperature was kept constant. But suppose in a given question, in a given condition, if the temperature and pressures are changing simultaneously, then how is the volume affected? So we take a heading as combined gas equation. Combined gas equations. Combined gas equation means the effect of simultaneous change change in pressure and temperature on volume of gas. Now we see that according to Boyle's law, volume inversely proportional to pressure, and according to Charles' law, volume directly proportional to absolute temperature. If you will take them together, in that case you will observe that P into V by T is equals to constant. Combining the two, combining them, P into V by T equals to constant, or we can write P1 V1 by T1 equals to P2 V2 by T2. So in a question when temperature and pressure both changes simultaneously, then we can find out the final volume using this relationship. This is called combined gas equation. Students, in higher class you will study it further more in detail, where there will be some different symbolic representation for the constant. You will get many constants, Rydberg's constant, number of moles and other things in place. You will get N into R or something, but at this level this is more than enough, sufficient to explain the topic. Clear, student? Student, one more point has to be studied here after explaining all the gas laws, that is called STP or NTP. Now we know that the volume of gas changes with change in temperature and pressure. So to compare the volume of different gases, we need a particular fixed value, that is a standard value of temperature and pressure at which the gases will be compared. That is called a standard temperature and pressure or normal temperature and pressure. A standard temperature and pressure or normal temperature and pressure. Now students, as just I have told you that it is a fixed value, that is here in this case the temperature is taken as 273 Kelvin. You will not write here 0 degrees Celsius, no, you will take 273 Kelvin. Similarly, the pressure will be 760 mm of Hg. So in any question, wherever it is said at STP, you will take these two values by yourself. It will not be given in the question. So wherever it is given, you need this value. We can have also this in written as 1 atmosphere, or that is 76 centimeter of mercury, or that is 0.76 meter of mercury. So you can have this value wherever required. Generally we take the volume of given mass of dry gas. But suppose the gas is not dry. There is a presence of water vapor, moisture in it. Then we will have to find out the volume of dry gas, means the pressure of dry gas. In that case, we will subtract the pressure exerted by water vapor from the given part, or that is the total volume, total pressure. So that is also known as, that is effect of, we can write effect of vapor pressure. Now suppose let the total pressure of a gas is P total. Suppose we can write here the pressure of dry gas is P gas simply, and the pressure of water vapor in it is P vapor. In that case, you see that is P total is equals to P gas plus P vapor. Means the pressure of the dry gas plus pressure of the vapor, water vapor, will together give us total pressure. So, in order to find out pressure of dry gas, you will subtract pressure of vapor from total pressure, and then you will use this pressure into calculation. So, students, these were the theoretical part of the gas laws. Now we will clarify it with the help of some solved examples. Students, the example 1. To what temperature must a gas at 300 Kelvin be cooled down in order to reduce its volume to 1/3 of its original volume? Now you see that its initial temperature is given and we have to find final temperature. At what temperature, to what temperature it should be cooled. Now its original volume is not given in question as a numerical value. So students, you should think here, that is, if the data is not given, what was its original volume, then in that case you will use a variable for it. You will assume some volume. So first of all, let original volume, that is V1 is V. Initial volume is V. Then what is the final volume? Final volume V2 is 1/3 of V, 1/3 of its original volume. Similarly, here T1 is given as 300 Kelvin, then T2 has to be calculated, that is initial temperature, and this is the final temperature up to which it should be cooled. Now you see here it is given pressure remaining constant. So which law will be used? We have to find out the relationship between volume and temperature. So it is Charles' law. So you must write here what is used according to Charles' law. Now it is V1 upon T1 equals to V2 upon T2. Now use the values. V1 V, T1 300, V2 1/3 of V divided by T2. Now V is cancelled and T2 is equals to 300 into 1/3, hence 100 Kelvin. Now you can leave the answer in Kelvin, or you can subtract it to, that is 100 minus 273, hence minus 173 degrees Celsius. So you can leave the answer here, or you can calculate up to this part. So if you use the sequence, then you will be able to solve all these problems related to Charles' law. Now, a student, we can take another example. A student, now there is another example. Calculate the volume of dry air. You should see here dry air. at STP that occupies 28 cubic centimeter at 14 degree Celsius and 750 mm Hg pressure when saturated with water vapor. Means, a student, this pressure is the total pressure, that is pressure of the gas plus pressure of water vapor. Here it is given the vapor pressure at 14 degrees Celsius, the vapor pressure at 14 degrees Celsius is 12 mm Hg. So, pressure of gas. Suppose we take here P1. Then P1 equals to, that time the pressure is 750 minus 12, that is 738 mm Hg. This is the most important step, that is the vapor pressure will be subtracted from it. Now then write here V1 is 28 cubic centimeter, that is the initial volume, and T1 temperature 14 degrees Celsius, but you must convert this one into Kelvin, adding 273, hence it is 287 Kelvin. Now we have to find out the volume at STP. Now the term STP means a standard temperature and pressure. It has fixed value. We must remember it every time, learn it every time. So now you see at STP, P2 pressure 760 mm of Hg. Temperature for it is 273 Kelvin. And now we have to find out the volume. You see here that we have pressure, volume and temperature, all the three variables. So we will use according to gas equation, combined gas equation, P1 V1 by T1 equals to P2 V2 upon T2. Now values are used, 738 into 28 by 287 is equals to, here the pressure is 760 into V2 by 273. Now we will solve here. We will make the V2 as subject. Then it is 738 into 28 into 273 by 760 into 287. Now you can use the calculation, that is, suppose here it is 391 and here it is no, it will not be solved with 3. Now it will be in decimal, so you will solve it by multiplying these factors, and then you can solve it like, suppose it is 7, it is 190. Now further you can reduce it like 7 4 ja, 7 1 ja. Now then here again you can solve in this way. Now multiply the numbers and then you will divide, and finally in this way, if you will go through the calculation, you will get the answer. That is, here it will be multiplied and then this is also multiplied, you will solve the answer. So the main point is that a student, you should remember about the vapor pressure. Now it must be subtracted from the pressure of total pressure of the gas. So this is the another example. Now a student, we can take one more example in it. A student, there is another example. The gas is to be filled from a tank of capacity 10,000 liter. Means there is a big tank in which the gas is filled. into cylinders each having capacity of 10 liter. Means the gas from a big tank has to be filled in a small cylinders. The conditions of the gas in tank are: pressure inside the tank is 800 mmHg and the temperature in the tank is -3 degree Celsius. When the cylinder is filled, means this one of 10 liter, the pressure gauge reads this one, means in the cylinder the pressure is this and the temperature is 0 degree Celsius. So in that case, student, first of all you will convert this volume which was at this condition into the volume in this condition. Means when the pressure and temperature was changed, then what is the total volume of the gas? Now it will be filled. So you will divide that volume of the gas by the volume of one cylinder. Then you will get the total number of cylinders. So start writing. Now now stop this one. V1 10,000 liter, P1 800 mmHg, T1 -3 degree Celsius, that is -3 plus 273, that is 270 Kelvin. Now at the same time the volume which has to be calculated at pressure 400 mm of Hg and temperature 0 degree Celsius, that is 0 plus 273, that is 273 Kelvin. 273 Kelvin. So first of all calculate this total volume. Then this gas will have to be filled in these cylinders. So if you divide by this, you will get the number of cylinders. So start calculation. According to gas equation, now you see P1 V1 upon T1 equals to P2 V2 upon T2. Now putting the values, pressure, first pressure 800 into 10,000 liter by temperature 273 Kelvin. Here pressure is 400 into V2 upon 273. Now we will solve it. Divided by 2 here. Now make subject T2, V2. Now it is 2 into 1000, 2 into 1000 into 273 divided by 27. Now it is 3, 9 times 3, it is 91. It is now 182 upon 30 divided by 9. Suppose you can leave this part as liters. You can also find it out in decimal, or you can just leave it, or suppose find out in liter. 9 to the 18. Now 0, 20, 9 to the 18, again 9 to the 18, and again 9 to the 18, decimal 2 to liter. Now you have to find out the number of cylinders. Number of cylinders is equals to, now you see, that is overall volume divided by 10. Since the volume of one small cylinder is 10, you will get 2022.22 cylinders. Now student, you see, that is generally in the book answer is written like this. No, this is a completely filled cylinder, and this remaining part will take one cylinder as a whole. So the number of cylinders will be 2022 plus 1, that is 23. In book it is given as 2022, but always remember this decimal part, that is a fraction. The cylinder cannot be taken in fraction. So for even for the small volume of gas, you will need a separate cylinder. Hence, it will be the total volume of the gas. Total volume, total number of cylinders. So students, Now it is quite clear to you with various examples. Go through the examples and now you will understand every point, every topic. You will watch the video stepwise, go through the examples, topics are studied, and then it will become clear. Now, if you like our teaching, then like, share and subscribe our channel to get the latest video. Thank you.